Oh, well, if he's the agent, we can call him Branson again, thank heaven.
That's a mad.
After the massive success of Downton Abbey: A New Era, fans have been eagerly speculating about a possible third film, and now the wait is over. Downton Abbey: The Grand Finale is officially happening. The 2022 film A New Era brought back series creator Julian Fellowes and almost the entire core cast. It picked up the story of the Crawley family and their household staff after 6 successful seasons of the TV show. Given how popular the films have been, the idea of more movies was always on the table, and now this third movie will bring a satisfying conclusion to the saga. In Downton Abbey: A New Era, the world of the Crawleys expands even more. The movie manages to juggle over 30 key characters and multiple storylines, making sure each beloved character gets their moment. The film also marked some major changes, setting the stage for new beginnings as the Crawleys move closer to entering the modern world of the 1930s. Now that the new era has begun, there's a chance to continue exploring the 20th century, and the upcoming grand finale will be the perfect opportunity to wrap up the story and give fans a fitting end. It's bittersweet though, because it will be the last chapter in a much-loved saga. As for the latest updates, Downton Abbey: The Grand Finale has been creating a buzz, especially with some early footage shown at CinemaCon 2025. Universal Studios presented the footage at the annual movie preview event in April 2025, which gave fans a sneak peek at what to expect. Although the footage hasn't been released to the public, there was a detailed description provided by Screen Rant. It begins with a scene at a horse track, where Carson announces, "Welcome to 1930." Then, fans get glimpses of Lady Mary and Edith, and one by one, the original cast members return to Downton Abbey. Lady Mary is dressed in red, and the footage shows several joyful party scenes and celebrations. The teaser ends with Robert Crawley kissing his hand and placing it on the side of the Abbey, signaling a poignant moment. The film is set to be released on September 12, 2025, and it's expected to have a wide theatrical release, just like the previous films. While the movie wrapped filming in August 2024, the delay in the release could be a strategy to time the film's release for the fall, a prime time for big blockbusters. This is especially important since the first Downton Abbey film, released in September 2019, did really well at the box office, earning $194 million. The sequel, A New Era, was released in May 2022 and made $92 million. So, it makes sense that the studio might want to aim for a later release to get better ticket sales, as fall releases can be lucrative. In terms of the cast, the grand finale promises to bring back many of the familiar faces that fans have come to love over the years. Unfortunately, the late Maggie Smith, who played the iconic Dowager Countess, won't be returning, as her character's story came to a close in A New Era. Matthew Goode, who plays Mary's husband, Henry Talbot, also won't be in the film, but there's still a chance he could make a cameo. On the other hand, fans have been hoping to see Lily James return as Lady Rose, and there's a possibility that she might make an appearance in the final film. Another big name joining the cast is Paul Giamatti, who will reprise his role as the free-spirited Levinson from the TV series. Beyond these few changes, most of the cast from the previous films is coming back to ensure the final film feels complete. This includes major players like Imelda Staunton as Lady Bagshaw, Elizabeth McGovern as Cora Crawley, and Hugh Bonneville as Robert Crawley. Because the movie is expected to serve as a proper send-off to the entire series, it's essential to have these key characters return to close the story in a meaningful way. The confirmed cast includes some of the usual faces we've grown fond of, such as Alan Leach as Tom Branson, Michelle Dockery as Lady Mary, Laura Carmichael as Lady Edith, and Brendan Coyle as John Bates. The full list is a mix of main characters and fan favorites, all making a return for the grand finale. There are even some newer additions like Dominic West, Tuppence Middleton, and Paul Giamatti, who bring a fresh dynamic to the movie. While the core plot of the grand finale is still under wraps, there are a lot of exciting possibilities based on where the story left off in A New Era. The film could pick up right where the last one left off, with Thomas Barrow stepping down as the butler and Mr. Carson coming back to train Andy Parker to take his place. Another major plot line that could be explored is Tom Branson's growing family with his new wife Lucy and their newborn baby. These new developments offer plenty of room for drama, joy, and the typical Downton-style heartwarming moments. What makes the storyline even more intriguing is the backdrop of the 1930s, a time filled with economic challenges and the looming threat of World War II. The early part of the 20th century has been a major focus throughout the franchise, so it would make sense to end the series as the world heads into this tumultuous decade. The series began with the shadow of World War I hanging over it, so wrapping things up with the start of World War II feels like a fitting end for the Crawley family and their staff. It's a poignant way to show how these characters, who have lived through so much change, continue to navigate the shifting tides of history. In Downton Abbey, the grand finale, the story has the potential to dive deeper into historical events that were only touched on in the first two films, particularly focusing on the 1930s, a time of significant social and political change. One of the most prominent themes could be the onset of World War II, as the Crawley family would be faced with the looming threat of another global conflict. While the earlier seasons of Downton Abbey dealt with World War I, this new war would undoubtedly impact the family and their servants in different ways, especially as younger characters may question the old traditions, while others face the reality of enlistment and changing roles at home. The evolving role of women in the 1930s also presents an opportunity to expand the storyline. With women like Lady Mary and Lady Edith already stepping into more prominent roles, the final film could explore how they navigate the growing influence of women in society. As the country faced changing times, Lady Mary's position in managing the estate could further develop, while Lady Edith's ambitions in publishing might take center stage. Introducing new female characters that embody the evolving feminist movement could add depth to the story, showing how women began to break free from societal constraints. The economic struggles of the Great Depression also provide fertile ground for new conflicts, with Downton Abbey possibly facing financial hardship. The Crawley family might be forced to confront the possibility of losing the estate due to rising taxes or dwindling resources, putting additional strain on the family's unity. The servants, too, could be affected by the economic downturn, with possible storylines involving layoffs, salary reductions, or unionization, highlighting the shifting dynamics between the master and servant class. The rise of fascism in Europe during the 1930s also looms over the narrative, and the Crawley family's potential reaction to the growing political turmoil could offer an intriguing layer to the story. And that's that for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.